was 23 years after this was found that somebody stood up and said, we get it. Because the way that the hieroglyphs work, it's not like letter for letter, you know, even word for word, really. And the only thing that kind of helps you is occasionally in the Egyptian, we've got cartouches. So where you've got a cartouche, you know that's a royal or a priestly name. So in the Greek, you look for the name. Interestingly, Tutmosis III, you know, the sun, the castle, and the scarab beetle means I was, I am, I will be. Whoa, that's like spooky for 1446 time of the Exodus, right? So, you know, transliterating this from that doesn't necessarily get you anywhere. It's when you can unlock this and then you start to get more. And annoyingly, although the British got this, it was found by the French. The British went over there and to Egypt and defeated the French, and they said, so as a result of your defeat, we're going to take all these artifacts off of you. And they said, okay, well, so be it. But the guy that had this said, oh no, this isn't part of our sort of conquest. I bought this from a local. And so the British, being, you know, having this sense of real fairness, said, well, okay, if you can show us the receipt, we can keep it. And of course, there's no receipt, and we got it. We let them have a rubbing of it, so they could go away and work on it. And then the French and English, for the next 20 odd years, were engaged in this battle to get hieroglyphs first. And they were supposed to be sharing information, but the truth is, they never told the other one what they discovered or understood. And for half the time, of course, you don't know, is this read from right to left or left to right? Because they do it either way. There is a secret that tells you, by the way, with all hieroglyphs, start it again, I'm going to... if you see a living thing, so any animal or any human, any living thing in hieroglyphs, they will always face the same direction. And the direction they're facing is the direction you start reading. So if you have a bird or, you know, any person or somebody sitting on the throne, they'll always be looking one way. And they're saying you start reading that end. But for about 15 years, we didn't even know that. So not only are we trying to translate hieroglyphs that we don't understand, we're trying to do it backwards half the time. So you see how all this works. 23 years. And annoyingly, it was a Frenchman, Jean-Francois Champollion, who stood up one day with an obelisk, and it had the name Cleopatra on it. He said, we get it, we know how this works now. And then gradually it began to unfold. But it's not like we found this and then the next day we knew how hieroglyphs worked. No, not by a long way. But we got it, that's the thing.
If you want to buy one of these.
Yes, no, so it's hieroglyphs here. Then this is what's called a demotic, or an everyday Egyptian. Because ordinary people didn't write in hieroglyphs, not later on anyway, this is quite late. And so that's everyday Egyptian, and then that's the Greek. Greek, of course, was a known language across huge parts of the world, so we could read Greek, we could read that, but it still didn't necessarily make sense of the hieroglyphs at the top, because it's not A for A, B for B, word for word, it doesn't work like that.
But the meaning of each one is the same,
isn't it? Each of the writings is the same. The point was that it's quite boring actually, the whole thing. But the point was that the pharaoh, the Ptolemaic pharaoh, is trying to reassert his laws and his sort of authority and so on. So yes, so some could read the hieroglyphs, some could read the everyday, and people travelling could read the Greek. But by the time it was found, 1799, nobody could read hieroglyphs, and hardly anybody knew what this was, because that's how languages would come and go.